Okay, folks, today I want to show you how you can collect console errors from pages using Playwright. It might be just some console errors, JavaScript errors, some failed network requests, like you can see in this example. For example, let's refresh bestbuy.com webpage. You see there are a bunch of errors, some uncode type error from JS, failed to get some resources. So how can you collect them using Playwright? If you want to analyze them, let's see. So let's take a look at the spec file first. First of all, I'm just declaring two arrays to which I will save some info about those errors from different pages even when I run in parallel. Few simultaneously. And before each method, I will attach console errors listeners for each test. And after each test, if the test is failed, I will basically save them to file. If you want to just collect them regardless of the status of a test, if it failed or successful, just comment this condition and you will have them saved even when the test is success. Okay, so we will take a look at those functions. So yeah, declaring arrays to collect those separately for console errors and JS errors. Here I'm just declaring, let me expand it a little bit, file name for CSV file. I will be saving to CSV, so you can open it with Excel or with numbers on MacBook, numbers app. View it in tabular view. You just console information console messages and write console errors to file. And do not forget to clean up this folder each time before running test set. Or if you want to keep them, just don't clean. You see there are no other changes in tests themselves. So let's take a look at first at attach console errors. Now let's go through the list of files first. So we take a look at the changes in the spec file. In file utils file, here it is. I just have dedicated folder, created folder utils, where I store some helper functions for working with files, with strings, with web elements. So that's where it comes from. So I created a new file, pageutils.js, where I put new functions. Create error object is just for simplicity when getting different information about the error to return it as an object. You see it does actually nothing, just returning the object, organizes the data, put them in an object and returns it. Attaching console errors listeners, so it takes page, it's Playwright page parameter. This is our array. This is also our array to store them separately. Different kind of errors, console or JS errors. So here I'm adding three listeners of three type of errors to catch, three types of listeners, let's say. So first on console, type of event, type of message, I will check if type is error, so basically, or includes failed. I will be getting page URL, error message, text from console, what you see in console, and some additional information like location.url for a source or something, and just adding it to array. The same for page error type, creating object, collecting all the fields into one object, adding to array. And for network request failed, also the same, just getting info from Playwright, like URL where it happens, request URL, request failure, error text if present, gather it to one object and push to array. Nothing really hard. The main part magic is done actually by these two lines here. Page.on add listener, page.on add listener, page.on, and then add listener. And here I'm just checking conditions that I want to check. If type of the message is error, then it means that the error occurred and I want to collect it. Then what else do I have? For file utils, I have added few lines of code. So this is just declaring console errors folder. Write console to file. It's also passing just arrays and file name. We check if folder exists, if not, create it, and then basically just writing all the errors one by one to create that file. So this guy append console errors file, adding each line, each error. Again, it checks if file or folder exists, if not, create folder, and then using append file sync from fs.node.js package, it writes new line to file, catches error, print it out if something unexpected occurs while writing to file, and convert object to string for CSV file. So basically it takes that object, error object, and unwraps it into one line and added commas, since it's comma separated file. So that's the purpose of this function. So here I'm attaching listeners, write console errors, clean up. Let's take a look if I missed anything. No, here this one I showed. Just file creation and naming convention, and this one, yeah, just appends the file. Yeah, so basically that's it. Let's run and see how it works. Let's run this file, this test, I mean. We'll open Best Buy website and we'll try to search for a product. The same test as I showed in my previous videos. Yeah, so since the test is passed, it hasn't saved anything, created any files. So let's comment these lines to collect it anyways, regardless of the status of the outcome of the test. Okay, now we can see that logs folder has been created, console errors folder has been created, and we have one file with a really long name. So as a name for the file, it takes result of the test, the name of the test, date and time. So this is how the CSV file look like. So first line is just headers for CSV. Everything else is error descriptions. Let's open it in more readable way. View and Finder. Okay, open it. So basically, here it is. Level, I'm just separating if it's console error, JS error, or some network file request. You see, it's marked here appropriately, accordingly. So level, page, error text, and some additional details like network abort, and it should be the same as we see here. For example, this one, minifind. Let's try to find it. Yeah, you see, here it is. It collected this error. So yeah, basically that's it. That's how you can, if for example you have some kind of UI changes or rebranding or just a new test environment brought up and running, and somebody asks you to run all the tests and see if some pages will have errors in console. That's how you can collect them. Yeah, so basically that's it. I will push the code to my repo. I will leave the link to the description as usual. Thanks for watching. See you next time.